What is up, everyone? Today we are playing Arc Raiders, and recently I got invested into Arc Raiders a bit, and now I'm playing it. But I decided it would be fun if we did a little challenge where I start off with absolutely nothing, except for a looting augment and a light shield. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should get started. Yeah. So there are some rules, starting off with number 1, no items, just to augment a shield on our back, and number 2, no asking others for help with loot or guns, just only ask them for defibs. Pretty standard rules, and hopefully we win this one. So once I loaded in, I came out and tried to get a sense of where I was. The plan was simple. Go to a supply drop, have it land, and maybe it'll drop a gun. Alternatively, we could look for a gun case, which I decided to go to do. Now, it wasn't long before we had company. I noticed a firefly had just spotted me, so I had to move quick. Now, in a panic, I decided to jump off this. I tried to hit the roll, but I failed. Now, doing this did attract a hornet, which I will soon find out. As I'm running, I dodged one stinger, but this would not be the end, as I would have to dodge multiple more. As I'm running, I fail to hit the dodge, and I get shocked, getting damage dealt to me immediately. With a lot of injuries, I managed to make it into a building, thinking that I've shaken off my pursuers and that I'm finally safe. Already 2 minutes in, and I have been battered immediately. And unfortunately, this would not be the end of all my trouble so far. While peeking out a window, a spotter spots me and I'm forced to jump out, and I try to hit a roll landing. I dive into the metro station, and I'm going to try and use an alternative exit to get around the bombardier and spotters. As I turn the corner, it turns out to be a fireball, and while I'm low on HP, I turn tail and run. Now I think I'm in the clear from the fireball, but turns out it's following me, and I have to run fast with spotters above me. For some forsaken reason, the fireball decides to chase me outside of the metro station, and I'm running for my life to get away from it. As I slide down the zip line, I see the bombardier, and I arrive onto the hospital just to see another fireball, and I kept running back. Now, here I think of an idea. What if I use the zip line and try and hang on to the ledge above it? I fail, get bumped off, and hit the ground with less than, quarter of HP left. So I try and jump above the scaffolding and try and get back in the hospital building. Some little stuff. But now, another rule I'll probably follow is that I cannot receive outside aid. I finally arrived to the Murano station where there's often a gun case. However, a car alarm makes a snitch able to find me. With me out of stamina and against the clock, I try to breach into this room, which typically has some loot. Now, as the snitch calls for reinforcements, I box myself in, and I find some grenades. Impact grenade, trick grenade, and secret grenade. I'm going to try and fight my way out. I hear the sounds of propellers all around me, but I know that I have to fight back. So I open the door, and I'm going to fight my way out, even without guns. And I notice there's a bunch of wasps right around the corner. I throw the grenade, and I fight back in. I'm prepared to throw a trigger and a grenade right on top of one of the other wasps. I throw it on and hope it lands, and then I detonate it. I close the arc, and I look around, and I think the coast is clear. I grab my impact grenade and prepare to throw it. I notice a comet and I throw it, but I miss. I try and climb on top of the train, but it's too late. With my shield broken and on a silver HP, I notice a hornet, so I run back into my little corner. With no more resources, I have to wait it out. I have to wait until everyone around me decides to leave. I wait for the diagonal noise, and I hear as its light turns from red to yellow. As I finally hear the diagonal noises, I go back up and I try and see if there's a gun case. Hopefully all of this wasn't for nothing. Now, I see something I wish I hadn't. The gun case is gone. It didn't spawn. This forces me to look for other places. With my shield broken, I look for a power cell to recharge my shield. As I notice a hornet goes past, I realize I'm right in the range of a turret. So I run and I out of it. I notice a squad drop, so I try and find a way through the roof from the inside. Seeing a few people, I look for something and get to surprise as I realize the roof is probably swarming with arc. I see the ruined safety vest and decide to salvage it for fabric and build myself more bandages to heal myself with. Oh, thank God. Find me some bandages. I mean, I know a firearm crate can spawn in here. Typically, a firearm crate will spawn in a later building under the apartment. Someone needs to prepare us. Unfortunately for me, there were no gun pieces as far as I could see. great. Wow. Now, I realized the bombardier should be dead, so I tried to see if there's anything left in there. I checked the one part where it should have any cells, however, it's empty. But then I looked to my side and I realized there's a supply drop here, and I rushed to grab it.
Hey there, Raider. Need a supply drop? Alright, good. I see you already set up the flare. Just give us a second to deploy.
I see the flare and I rush to go get the supply drop. I try to hit a roll, but I end up nearly dying. With my shield full, I continue on. I noticed a pop noticed me, so I went closer. Maybe if I used my crude explosive, it would die? After gaining the satisfaction that my theory worked, I moved to reopen the supply drop. Unfortunately for me, there was nothing in that supply drop. What a favorite. I decided to go out into the park and look and see if there's anything valuable. However, I noticed a down spotter and considered whether or not to take this relay before just taking the power cell. I noticed a fireball, so I throw the crude explosive like this. I then run back up the stairs, and now it's exposed, I throw it down. Just destroyed it, letting me go through the rest of the metro. Here I start having a bout of lag, so although this switch is sending reinforcements, I notice the sentinels there and I throw a fireball expecting it to I barely make it, now I'm going down. a close call. Jesus, I'm on like a sliver HP. Oh my god.
An arc orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. 10 minutes to get out of there. I repeat, 10 minutes.
I'm looking for a way out towards the roof. And then I see it, the ladder. Push the supply drop, I noticed that the wasp has noticed me, so I quickly sprint into an indoor position so being distracted. Although fabric can be used to heal, bandages heal much more faster and better. As I wasp deaggros, I return to my original job. Go to the supply drop and get myself hooked. The goal is to hopefully get a gun by minimum, bare minimum. Bare minimum, get a gun. I notice the supply drop sitting here and I find out that it's untouched. An untouched supply drop, weird. Luckily for me, it has a stitcher and some ammo to help it up. I mean, a stitcher, it ain't bad, but it ain't good. This is the elevator, then I look up and realize it's already raised. I see the supply drop, but I only know one way down. Stop, drop, and roll. Hitting those two rolls perfectly, I continue to search the supply drop with a wary eye on the Hornet. I watch as it has ammo, but nothing else of interest except for a bandage. I look at the timer and realize I still have a few minutes to get out, and considering that the northern station will be closed, I choose a different way. out of here. Oh my god, what are these lag spikes? As I hear the first strike incoming, I can't help but try and find
Southern Station.
the proper station.
Let's go to the church entrance. Head home at the Southern Station.
All Raiders, we have ARC on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find a way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
I hear a snitch, but I don't see it. Then I realize it's right above me. I try to crouch, but it eventually sees me. Here, a particularly bad level of lag shuts me down and basically environments my trees and trees while the snitch starts yelping out. If I did not have the sword, I would be able to probably sprint to better cover. Now, unfortunately for me, this metro entrance is closed, which means I am stuck out here with 500 wasps and bombers. I try and put on a pop trigger, but it's stupidly too late. I try and get into this building, but there's all the wasps, and I get shot down instantly. And then there's a leaper too, and it's now that even if I can Does everybody have a defib? Defib?
Help! Need a defib.
Last warning. 2 minutes left. Head
Need a
back immediately.
defib?
The window is closing.
Down there. Leaper. Got a defib? Firefly. Up there.
Defib!